落ちた競合飛べないカラス
What's up YouTube, it's Silent Blackwing here, and today we finally got the new Blackwing cards. We got 10 new Blackwing cards from Darkwing Blast, so I'm gonna go through them card for card to you, tell you what I think about them, and I have also set them in an order where you can basically understand, because there's 10 new cards, so it's kind of hard to understand what all the puzzles in the or pieces in the puzzles do if they're not in an order, so it's easy to understand like why this card is made as it is. So let's start. This is our first card. It's Blackwing Sutri, the Illusionary Spark, and that's basically your starter. What this card does is that when you normal summon him, you can add one card from your deck to your hand that includes Blackwing's Dragon in its card text. And basically almost all of the new cards include that in their card text, so you can basically almost add like any card from your deck to your hand of the new ones. And then you can also tribute one monster and special summon level 2 tuner, but the drawback for this is that you can only special summon Synchros for the rest of this turn, so not that great if you're playing a Kali Yuga version. But the first effect, let's focus on that one, and let's see like what do you want to search from your deck to your hand that includes Blackwing Dragon. Okay, well, this Blackwing Veda the Knave, this card says that, okay, first off, it's level 2 and it's a tuner, so that's already really good. And it says that if you control a Blackwing monster other than Blackwing, you know, itself, you can special summon it from your hand. So basically you can special summon it straight away. And during your main phase, you can send this card on the field and one or more Blackwing non-tuner from your deck to the graveyard. So one or more and Blackwing non-tuners. So you can't send values, for example, that would be just busted. But you can send like multiple non-tuner Blackwings from your deck to the graveyard. Those total levels exactly equal 8, and if you do, special summon one Blackwing Dragon from your extra deck, and after that it has the same restrictions as Simon, that you cannot special summon from the extra deck any other cards than dark monsters. Alright, well, so nice, you tribute this card and send something to the graveyard, and then you have Blackwing Dragon on the field. Well, what then? Well, the card that you want to send of him is this card, Zonda the Timely Knight. So basically, what does this card do? Well, the first effect is that you can not special summon monster from the extract except for Synchro monsters when he is on the field. The second one is that if this card is normal special summoned, you can target one monster on the field, return it to the hand. And the third one is the one that we want to focus on. So you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one level 5 or higher Blackwing monster from your hand or deck, then take damage equal to that monster's attack. So basically, with Veda the Knave, you're gonna send at least Zonda the Timely Knight to the graveyard to special summon Blackwing Dragon, and after that you can banish Zonda the Timely Knight with its third effect and special summon one Zonda the Timely Knight to the field. And after that, when you have Zonda on the field, you can, if you want to, tribute it for Sutri the Illusionary Spark's effect to summon a token, a level 2 token, and after that this card and the token can go for our new level 6 Dark Wind Beast Synchro Tuner effect, Boras the Evil Wind. So basically, what does this card then do? If this card is Synchro summoned, you can send one Blackwing monster from a deck to the graveyard, and if you do, this card's level becomes that monster's. So this opens up again a lot of potential things, because this is just a foolish brutal. You can send Sephiroth, you can send Value, you can send whatever you want to. So that's really nice, but it's also really important to keep in mind that this monster's level becomes the one that you send. So you also have to kind of think of that. And then the other effect is basically a Goyo Guardian, which is not that relevant in my opinion. So it says basically that when this card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can banish one Blackwing monster from your face-up field or graveyard, special summon the destroyed monster to your field in defense position. So yeah, and then for the card that you would maybe want to send with Boreas the Evil Wind is, you can send Sephiroth or Value, but you could also send Shamal the Sandstorm. And what this card does is that you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard, place one Black Feather Whirlwind from your deck face up in your spell and Trap Zone. That's a new spell card that I'm gonna be talking about soon, but the second effect is why you would maybe want to send this card off with this new Synchro. So if a Blackwing Synchro monster and or Blackwing Dragon is special summoned to your field while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card and target one Blackwing monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand, then take 700 damage. And by the way, here when this card says the third effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one level 5 or higher Blackwing monster from your hand or deck, then take damage equal to its attack. You don't have to take any damage, because remember, you summon Blackwing Dragon with Wada the Knave. So basically you don't take any damage, even though this card say that you take damage. Alright, so let's continue, yeah. So as long as you have the dragon on the field, you don't take any damage. So yeah, and then the kind of new boss monster. So what makes this card and all the Blackwing Dragon shenanigans that you had to make before kind of relevant is this card. So this card basically says 1 tuner Synchro monster plus 1 non-tuner monsters. So must be either Synchro summoned as like correctly, normally, or special summoned by banishing 1 tuner Synchro monster and 1 Blackwing Dragon from your field and or graveyard. So you can have 1 tuner Synchro monster and 1 Blackwing Dragon in your graveyard, and you can still Synchro summon this or special summon this. So that's really good. And the first real kind of effect says that each time your opponent activates a monster effect, place 1 black feather counter on this card, and if you do, inflict 700 damage to them. So, you know, that's kind of nice, even though it's not like every effect, it's only monster effects, but hey, it's still nice. Then the second effect is that during opponent's turn, you can tribute this card with 4 or more black feather counters, destroy all cards on the field. It's kind of like, you know, I don't know, would it be too good if it would be only your opponent's cards, but I feel definitely that, hey, it could also be just your opponent's, but it also destroys your cards, so that's kind of a drawback, and I'm not too sure how good this will be, but it's, you know, it's something. Then for the last card we actually got a hand trap. So this is a level 2 monster with only 100 attack, so you can search it with Whirlwind really easily, and it says that you can send this card from your hand to the hand or field to the graveyard, then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Send 1 Blackwing Synchro monster or Blackwing Dragons from your extra deck to the graveyard, and if you do, until the end of this turn, the targeted monster loses 700 attack, also its effects are negated. And if you have a Dark Synchro monster, this effect becomes a quick play. So basically the idea also here is that you can send with this card, for example, a Blackwing Dragons to the graveyard really easily, and let's say you see a play where you can go for a Blackwing Synchro monster. If it gets destroyed or whatever, you have Blackwing Dragon in the graveyard, you have that Blackwing Synchro monster in the graveyard, you can go again, banish those 2 cards and summon this. So that's kind of really nice also with this card, that it's like a infinite impermanence, and it also kind of enables you easier for Blackwing Assault Dragon. Alright, that's the monsters. Then we have the new continuous spell card. So this card says that once per turn, if you special summon a Dark Synchro monster from the extra deck, you can target 1 of your Blackwing monsters or Blackwing Dragon with a lower attack that is banished or in your graveyard, special summon it. Let's see like what kind of combos are coming up with these. Then the second effect is that once per turn, if a dark monster you control will be destroyed by battle of a card effect, you can remove 1 black feather counter from your field instead. Like, that doesn't sound too good, because obviously you need a lot of setup even to get to your first Blackwing Dragon that, you know, you can get the counters. So yeah, let's see. It's hard for some of these cards to say how good they are in practical, you know. Like, you have to really test these cards against like a meta deck first to know how good these cards are. Then for our first trap card we have Blackwing Twin Shadow, and it says you can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. If you control 2 or more Blackwing monsters, you can activate this card from your hand. So basically, if you control 2 or more Blackwing monsters, you can activate it from the hand on your opponent's turn, because it's a trap card, so that's really nice. And the effect is that return 2 of your Blackwing monsters that are banished and or in your graveyard to the deck, and if you do, special summon one Blackwing Synchro monster or Blackwing dragon from your X-Deck. Those levels exactly equals to the total levels of those monsters. So basically, you know, if you have level 6 and level 4, you can go like non-tuner. Like let's say you have Simon and Auster and play this, you can go for full armor mastering opponent's turn, you know, kind of that. So this is an interesting card, but then again, I don't know how competitively viable this card is. But I do like it. The artwork is really nice. And for the last card we have Black Shadow Squall. So basically it's a counter trap, so that's one thing that is nice. And it says that you can only use one of the first and second effect of this card's name per turn, and only once that turn. So the first effect is when a spell or trap card is activated, you can remove one Black Feather counter from the field, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. The second effect is that if you control a Blackwing dragon, you can set this card from your graveyard to your field, but banish it when it leaves the field. So, you know, it's kind of okay, but then again, it comes down to like how easy can you get those Blackwing feathered counters to the field and really kind of get your combos going, because without them, some of these cards are a little useless. So that's kind of, you know, they're not that great in my opinion, but let's see, you know, I might be totally wrong. And one thing also that is really kind of nice with this card is that this card that adds you any card that includes the mention of Blackwing dragon can also add you the counter trap Blackbird claws, which can be something, you know. But other than that, I do really see a lot of potential in these cards. For example, like this card is really good. The only drawback is the second effect, but if you don't play it, you know, that's obviously nice. Then this card is really good because you can send just like Blackwings to the graveyard. And the new Synchro monster, this card is a Foolish Burial, so that's also really good, and you can basically send like whatever level you want. So basically a card that could just send YU straight off to the graveyard is really good because your graveyard is most likely stacked at that point, so that's really good. You get more kind of resources in the graveyard. So the only card that kind of would not fit a Yuga deck right now, I feel like, is Sutri, the Illusionary Spark, because the second effect says that you can only go for Synchro monsters if you play it, so that kind of locks you into only Synchro monsters. Other restrictions is that this card says that okay, you can only go for dark monsters from the X-Deck. That's fine. This card doesn't have like any restrictions in that way, which is nice. Well, this is the Foolish Burial, and if it destroys something by battle, you can kind of go your Guardian monster, born it back, so that's nice. This card is also really interesting, but let's see how this card works like in practical duels and what kind of combos can come up with this card. And this card is again Blackwing Dragon, Assault Dragon. Is it really that good of a combo monster or like boss monster that, you know, you can just end up on this and Full Armor Master and just beat your opponent? That's kind of what I'm thinking about. Are these boss monsters good enough, or this boss monster is good enough, or is just Kali Yuga still better? But I think I just have to kind of play test when the cards become available and see that is it so that this is just super broken, or is there something that I'm missing? There are probably combos including Sohaya Vayu and like stuff that can be implemented to the deck and make this like really insanely good. So I'm gonna be focusing on those combo videos, so if you want to see those in the future, please subscribe. I'm all about Blackwings. Yeah, but I hope you kind of understood the effect and kind of how you would like to play these cards in a better way this way than just, you know, in a random order than just, you know, talking about the cards. I hope you learned something new, and if you have any kind of comments or questions or ideas or combos, even now when we got new cards, please post them down in the comment section below. I'm always happy to read them and kind of like if you have a really great idea, please just post it and you know, I'm most likely gonna answer it. Yeah, but that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, I'm out.
それでも一人じゃなくなったあいつは強いよ。